Hello, my people. Welcome to another day of telling stories. I'm excited you're here. Are you excited? You should be excited. If I'm excited, you're excited. It's so exciting. If you are new here, welcome. Click that subscribe button. You can join me and you and the whole clique, just all of us, just hanging out, having fun, listening to stories, just laughing. That's all we do. Also, if you like the video, click the thumbs up because thumbs up is thumbs up. Just natural. This is natural. This is not natural. No one does this. No one wants this. Everybody wants this. As you can tell from the title, we are doing another top 5, and it is on the dating fails that I have experienced. And you know, I always tell you guys true stories. They're all real. I don't make anything up, but I really wish I was making these ones up. Before we get going, need to lay a little groundwork, little foundational truths, if you don't mind. First thing, these all happened a while ago. People have been asking me to tell these stories for a long time, and I've been holding off. But now the statute of limitations has expired, and here we go, baby, okay? Secondly, I endeavor to be a gentleman in all aspects of my life. I hold doors open for people. I say please and thank you. And if I'm talking to older, younger, doesn't matter. I say ma'am and sir, because it's the right thing to do to treat people with kindness and respect and human decency. When I used to go on dates with women I had met via a dating app, I would always have the first date be at coffee or a restaurant or something like that because I kind of like to get to know you outside of a digital medium. You know, it's just that first time. Let's just face-to-face talk for just a minute before we go out and do something, you know, go paint ceramic bowls or go hiking. I don't know if you're going to push me down the mountain. I have no idea. Don't know you, just met you. Literally, and you could shove me and I could fall and that would hurt. Having that groundwork laid, let's get to the stories, shall we? The number 5 lady and myself agreed to meet at a Starbucks, and it was a really cool Starbucks, lots of windows, it was raining, it was a fantastic day outside. She showed up, I bought her a cup of coffee, we sat down and began talking. Approximately 8 minutes into our discourse, I asked a question that was just absolutely over the line. It was out of bounds, it should never be asked on a first date, and this was really awful and terrible of me. Are you ready? I asked, so what sort of things do you like to do for fun? I didn't ask about her ex. I didn't ask how long she'd been divorced. I didn't ask, you know, what are the things that make you cry in this world? But she starts to tell me, and then all of a sudden bursts into tears. I am not talking about like starts to get teary-eyed. I'm talking about full on Niagara Falls, just it was like a Bugs Bunny cartoon where there's like a tiny little crack in the dam and then they like look at it and it's just like and of course my reaction was. Now here was the other little puzzle piece that completed this picture. Everyone in Starbucks, which there was a lot, now thinks that I am evil. And I look and I see the look that is reserved for like traitors and thieves and people who crunch food really loudly. By all outward appearances, it looked as though I had just told this woman awful news, like I had killed her kitten and then I went and killed all the other kittens on the face of the planet and there's no more kittens allowed in the whole world, and she's just sobbing uncontrollably. And as I begin to try to decipher the hybrid Morse code that she's squeaking out, I realized that, oh my goodness gracious, you literally signed your divorce papers days ago and you're madly in love with your husband still. Wow. Okay, you know, you're really sweet, but I think maybe you're just not ready to like be dating or anything yet. I walk her out to her car and she tells me, thank you, I'm sorry. She gets in her car and drives away, and I turn around, in all the windows there are people staring at me with that same like, you've been crunching your apple too close to my face, bro, look on all of their faces, and I just kind of was like. Number 4, I went to dinner with this lady. We had conversation. It wasn't anything that was really fantastic. I said no words that implied that I wanted another date, that we really need to get together again. I didn't say anything like that. I walked her to her car. I gave her a hug. I said, it was nice to have dinner with you. Have a great night. And I turned around and I walked away. Now, what I normally do in situations like that is I will go to my car and I will wait for the lady to pull out of the parking lot so that I know she's driving and she's safe. And I get in my truck and I'm waiting there. Shh. she's not going anywhere. And I wait another minute or so, and now I'm thinking to myself, oh no, she thinks I'm some weird creepo guy who's gonna try and follow her or something. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to be that guy. I have zero desires to be registered on the creep meter. So I start my car. She starts her car. Oh, okay, perfect. What a coincidence. That was just the perfect timing. I put my reverse lights on, I back out, she backs out. Okay, everything's fine. I go and I turn left out of the restaurant. She also turns left out of the restaurant. Now, this is probably a pretty normal thing. I would guess that close to 50% of the people that leave this restaurant probably turn left. So, okay, whatever. I go to the next street and I turn left again, and she turns left again, and then I turn right and she turns right, and now I'm starting to pay a little bit closer attention. So I turn on a street I wouldn't normally turn on, and she turned on the same street. The thing that made it just all the more awkward was she was like doing it like a 1950s spy movie where they didn't really think that the audience would notice that there were no cars in between the tail. So she's right here, just following me. Finally, I turn into my subdivision, and now all the 1950s spy movies are going through my head. I think somebody's about to hop out and say, "Ice him, Bruno," and I don't want to be iced by Bruno or anyone. So I drive right past my house, and I just start driving through the neighborhood. This goes on for, I don't know, 8 minutes in a subdivision before she catches the hint that I'm not really wanting you to follow me to my home. Then she drives up, pulls up past me, shows me some sign language that only had one finger, so it wasn't like it was that hard to crack the code, madam, and then drives away. I just stopped in the middle of the road like, what is going on? I then get a text message from this woman stating that I am a big jerk and a blankety blank and more blankety blanks, and just like rambling on. You know how I responded? Blocked. Really, I seriously wish I was making this stuff up. Number 3 is the reason I stopped giving out my phone number. We had a really nice time. We went out for coffee. We had great conversation. At the end, she said, "Hey, what are you doing the rest of the day?" I said, "I'm gonna go to work tonight, so I'm gonna go home and take a nap." "Great, I'll talk to you later." When we drove away, I turned left, she turned right. All signs are pointing to goodness. Then I go home and go to sleep. I wake up to 82 text messages, all from her. They started out real nice and simple. That was a lot of fun. We should do it again sometime, really soon. Then, "I'm sorry, was that too much? Please don't be angry at me. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry, did I upset you? Please forgive me." And then, "I knew you were a terrible human being. I knew you were human garbage." Then she continued the next 70 text messages in a conversation with herself where she flipped back and forth. First, she was furiously angry at me. Then she was upset and apologizing again. "You blankety blankety blank blank blank." So many blankety blanks that I was afraid to Google them because I didn't want to know their meanings. There was a lot. And then she would go like into this like super, "I'm so sorry, please," and then go right back into, "I knew you were this kind of guy, terrible, awful human being." And I'm just sitting there scrolling through these texts. Have you ever had to scroll through text? My thumb cramped up from all of the scrolling I had to do. I responded with, "I told you I was taking a nap for work tonight, but now we aren't going to talk anymore." Blocked. Number 2 was, I wish I could say that she was a lovely, no, she's not. We had talked for a little while, couldn't find any time, and she sent me a message one day that said, "Hey, I just got off work. If you're free, we should go to lunch." I happened to be off that day, so I said, "Yeah, I would love to go to lunch." She said she wanted to go to a restaurant that was really close to her house that she loves, and I informed her that that's about 25 minutes away from me, but I'll see you there. When I got there, I looked and I saw her, and then I analyzed the rest of the scene to find that there was 4 beer bottles on that table. That is a mighty thirsty 25 minutes. I sit down and begin conversing. I ask the dreaded question, "What do you like to do for fun?" She tells me a few things and then informs me that she loves baseball. I love baseball. I guarantee I know more about baseball than any guy in this bar. I did not grow up knowing baseball, so I asked her a question that I thought would be a good conversational starter. "Could you do me a favor and explain the infield fly rule to me?" It's just a stupid rule. Wow, your eloquent articulation of that rule is unparalleled, ma'am. She then tells me, "I'm a vet tech and I have the best dog in the world. He's so well behaved." She asked me if I have a dog. I informed her that mine actually lived with my mom at that time. "Why did you had a dog? Why don't you have a dog?" "Well, he got really lonely and I wasn't there a lot and he started tearing things up around the house." "I'm sorry, but you are a bad dog owner." "Beg your pardon?" "If you actually knew how to train your dog, he wouldn't tear anything up like my dog." I have to go to the bathroom. These bears are going right through me. I would have thought that she actually skipped out on the date had she not left her coat and purse right there at the table. So I waited for 25 minutes. Apparently that was an awful lot of beer. She comes back to the table, grabs her stuff. "I have to go home and check on my dog." "Oh, really? The one who's the best behaved and doesn't ever tear anything up and..." Right. The bartender then walks up, having seen and heard all of this. I am so sorry, but she did not pay for her drinks. We never even ordered food. I got a Dr. Pepper, which the bartender very kindly comped for me, and then I bought 5 beers for some random lady who just yelled at me in a bar. Number 1 is the reason why I no longer do online dating. I've been told that it works for some people. And if you are planning on doing that, you need to realize that if you're gonna meet the person, they are going to see you. Their eyes will behold what you actually look like. So if your pictures don't match up, there's going to be problems. I was going to meet this girl at Starbucks. She texted me that she was around the corner. So I informed her that I would wait outside for her. Now she said she was 28 years old and all of her pictures were from the same era, but she had put the date on them that they were that year. I thought to myself, my goodness, you look really young for 28, but okay. Turned out that it actually wasn't that year, but that previous decade. Now I am not saying anything negative about how you look or what you are, but it's really nice if you present something that's honest. Pictures that she had on her page, she looked like this. But when she showed up, I'm not even exaggerating. Not even on the screen. Can't even be on the screen. The difference was so gargantuan that when she was walking up, I literally looked at her, processed and understood that is not her, and kept looking. Then she walks up. Are you Matthew? Yeah. I've had a bunch of people tell me, you should have left right there. I don't appreciate the dishonesty and I'm on my way. And I should have done that. I didn't think of that at the time. I wish I would have done that, but I went in and we had a cup of coffee. I did not answer questions. I did not ask questions. We were there like 27 minutes. I didn't even tell her it was nice to meet her. I just said, have a good day, and I left. Now, if that was the only part of the story, that still would have been a weird one, but what makes it the #1 spot? That night I got a text message and I opened it. And it was a photo of her, but minus the clothing, minus all clothing. My response to this day still makes me laugh, feeling wildly uncomfortable. Woman I've known for 30 minutes. She then launches into a blankety blank texting session and earns herself a blocking as well. I really honestly don't understand. Ladies, I know that you get a lot of weird things from weird guys and pictures and whatever. That is uncalled for. It is wrong, it's ungentlemanly, it's just stupid. Dinkish might be a better word. But on the flip side, I'm a nice guy, and those of us in that circle, really, that's not our, we are not interested in that. There's a part of me that wishes I didn't experience these, but then on the flip side, I'm so happy because now I get to share very just terrible experiences with you guys. I hope you guys have a great week. As always, keep telling stories, but don't make these kind of stories.